Hey everybody, this is Michael from For the Adventure. Today we're going to talk about the second part of our rugged radio series, which is going to be the install of this mobile unit. I've already started preparing a few things this morning so that we can make the install go through quick and easy. This is this is my antenna bracket. It's going to mount on the side of the Jeep. It's going to be on the driver's side. I really didn't want metal to metal on the side of the Jeep, so I bought this little packing sheet. It's front in the plumbing section at your hardware store, and made a gasket myself. Just traced it out and then cut it with a X-Acto knife. Then just cut the little holes, and they didn't have to be perfect. The holes didn't have to be perfect or anything. So I didn't care for the color of it, so what I did is I just took a little bit of a magic marker and went around the edges so that when it goes on there, you really won't see the color or so forth. Second part of the install, as far as brackets and so forth, is going to be this quick disconnect bracket. That's where we're going to mount the radio. The radio will mount in here like so, and then this is going to go on the passenger side of the Jeep. It's going to mount, there's a bolt right underneath the cover on the console, and you'll take that bolt out, put it back through here, and bolt this down. And then this this basically will slide. You can slide the radio on and off. So if you want to take your radio out of the Jeep for some odd reason, you can disconnect the cables and then just slide it right on out. So I went ahead and mounted the radio bracket onto the quick disconnect bracket, and I got my gasket cut. So only thing we need to do now is go ahead and go out to the Jeep and start installing this stuff, and then run our wiring. Okay, the first thing we're going to install is the antenna bracket, and what we're going to do is we're going to remove these two bolts right here on the side of the windshield, and then we will mount the antenna bracket right there. So normally I would use a ratchet wrench to do this. I can't find my ratchet this morning. I'm in kind of a hurry, so I'm just going to use this drill here. And once we have the bolts removed, what we're going to do is just feed them through, and then through the gasket we made. And it's done. Okay, in order to mount the quick disconnect radio mount, what we're going to do is I've already put it's an automatic, so I pulled back the four-wheel drive lever, pulled back the gear selector to drive position so that I could pop this loose a little bit, and you can see the bolt right here. And this is the bolt that we're going to remove to install the quick disconnect. Okay, this is a T20 bit here. To remove this, you're going to take that out. Nothing's ever easy. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take this part and we're going to slide it up under here like so, line it up, and then we can reinstall the bolt. And then push all this back down, and she's set and ready. And then what you can do is this will slide that lined up. And then that will slide on, you mount your radio right here. Okay, now to run the wires, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this side panel off here. And it should just pop right off. Okay, now you see it with the panel removed, and what we're going to try to do is there's this one spot right here. I'm going to try to clear that out a little bit more. I've had wires fed through there before, but what I'm going to try to do is clean that out a little bit more so that we can feed not only our power to the battery for the radio, but also coming from the antenna back over here. I'm gonna try to feed the coax cable through there. Not sure that that's big enough to go through there, but we're gonna give it a try. So testing it out, if this is going to work out, if I can clear it on both sides, the coaxial cable will definitely go through there, and the power cable to the radio will go through there as well. I'm just gonna have to see if I can get that cleared out enough to feed both of them through. Once you feed one through, I'll probably have to feed the power cable through first because it's a little bit bigger. But we're gonna try it, see what we got. Okay, we've fished the wires across now and through this hole right here. One problem was this. The coax would not go through there because on the far side it's a lot shallower or smaller hole on that side, so it would not feed through. So it looks like I'm gonna have to do a little soldering, but let me show you what we got so far. Okay, so we got our mount on here, and as you can see, I got the antenna cable there, the coax cable there. I have a grounding strap there as well. I just wanted to add a little extra ground, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to ground that up here underneath the hood right there. And then I fed the coaxial cable across the cowl, and then I came across here and fed here and through the hole into the cabin of the Jeep. Okay, we got all the wiring finished now. We got the wires ran for the power and the antenna. I need to clean up a little bit of this I got laying in the floorboard now. I'll get all that tucked up underneath. Got our connector soldered onto the end of the coax cable, and we are ready to go. Okay, let's go ahead and power it back up. Comes on pretty good. Showing now FRS channel 19. It only had 6 channels programmed into it when I hooked it up, but I have already, right here's the data cable, here's my laptop. I got the software program for programming it, and I've already reprogrammed, added several channels on it. I got the FRS channels 1 through 22, and then I got some GMRS channels programmed into it as well. I just need to basically test it now and see how well it does. I'll get more into this software program and how to program the radio later, but it's pretty simple with this data cable and the software program. The mobile unit and the software program talk to each other, and you can send the radio frequencies back and forth, you know, whatever ones. You can pull the ones off of it to see what you have on there, modify them, and then put a different database of channels into the computer. So it's pretty straightforward and simple. So just go ahead and I'll get all this stuff down here buttoned up, put the cables underneath, tuck them up, put the panel back on the side over there, and installation is complete.